Hello, this is your RPG archivist, trying to rush out a video before my camera burns out on me again. Keeps overheating. I'm definitely probably gonna get somebody to have a look at this thing, as it didn't used to overheat quite like this. It did before, and then they did something to it, and it stopped, and now it started again. And I think it has something to do with an update I picked up somewhere along the way. I don't know. Anyway, talking about World of Darkness. This is from the new World of Darkness. At some point, White Wolf decided, you know what, that old World of Darkness that made us tons and tons of money that everybody liked, we're going to get rid of it and start a brand new World of Darkness. It'll be even better than before. But, it was and it wasn't. The new World of Darkness was very interesting. I could do video upon video upon video comparing and contrasting the different World of Darkness books, old versus new. I could have it a year's worth of content easy on that alone. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with my little Halloween theme. And I'll talk briefly about World of Darkness, what they intended to do. I want to show you here. Yeah, remember that Vampire the Masquerade I showed you? It became Vampire the Requiem. Do not get the two confused. Masquerade and Requiem may have similar systems, but the world is completely different. Well, maybe not entirely completely. The biggest thing they did change in Requiem was you didn't just have clans, you also had covenants, which made a little more sense. But I don't want to go into that tangent. Let's pretend I didn't say anything about this. Let's get back to this. One of the big changes in the new World of Darkness is you had a core rule book for all of them. Now, having core rule books have their pros and cons. The pro of it is that you could have a nice, thin, concise book. This is one of the thinnest books they made in the new World of Darkness. Tells you all about it, about the game system and all. And then you get to make room for all the nice fat fluff in the big critter books. This is a vampire critter book. Now, I'm the kind of guy that prefers to have all my rules inside the book I'm playing. I know it's redundant, it's repeaty, but there's something about just having the rules right there in a single book that I like. But to be fair, this book is not just a core rule book. This could be played on its own. It's meant to be a generic system. This is the closest that I know of World of Darkness ever having a generic system. And you know what, folks? This is pretty good. When they stop making this edition of the new World of Darkness and they start to move on to other stuff, the first books to disappear out of my flags was just the regular World of Darkness stuff. And I managed to pick up a couple of good ones before they all disappeared. Didn't get all the ones I wanted, though. But that's okay, because I've got Unisystem now. The system here is pretty much the same as the old World of Darkness system. If you remember the vampire video, it's attribute plus your skill, and you're rolling dice equal to that number and shooting for 9. So every 9 and 10, or in the case of vampires, 8, 9, or 10, that counts as a success, and the more successes you make, the better. Now, remember that the shooting for 9 business, I think I've said that before in previous videos, that might be a thing in a later video for October. So this is a good little book. This is effectively the Mortals book. You know what? I just realized I haven't been flipping pages. Check it out. Now, you might note that they've amped the horror up and kind of ditched the gothic part. So they dropped the the punk. They kept the gothic. They got rid of the punk. So it's less punk, more gothic. Toned up the horror a little bit. I've read this book twice, and it's a good solid system. I like it. And they did a lot with it. So I never really played a lot of this particular system, though. Unless you count the live action version. That book, character record sheet, looks very much like the Masquerade record sheet, with all the little dots you fill out. Yeah, you might have noticed the art has changed in other ways too. It doesn't have that 90s art look anymore. That change is good. This art's not bad. But this is a twofer, folks. So I'm not just talking about the World of Darkness core rulebook. I'm also talking about the Mind's Eye Theater core rulebook for World of Darkness. Same cover. Hardback. Love hardback. It's got a little thingy here. I wonder if I marked a page that I wanted to talk about. Ha, yeah. These are all the little signs we used when we were playing LARP. Nice photographs. So, what did they do with the paper, rock, scissors system of the previous incarnation of Mind's Eye Theater? They got rid of it. That's what they did. They got rid of it, and they decided what they were going to do instead is do cards. So the idea now is you have the same system here, but now you're drawing cards. And the system might sound familiar to you guys who have been following my videos. You're drawing cards, and you're adding your attribute plus your skill, and you're adding to that. And if I remember right, you're shooting for a target number. It's been a while, guys. I didn't play this one nearly as much as the previous version. In fact, I rarely got into any conflicts in this version. When I did, I did pretty good. Initially, the group I was playing with used the exploding rules, where if you drew a 10, you got to draw again. I somehow got a 41 on an Auspex check. That's like second sight sort of stuff. And learned a lot of information that I probably shouldn't have known. So they ended up, little Camarilla Club ended up dropping that aspect of the system. So yeah, it was a good game. Now there was a vampire book made for Mind's Eye Theater. Had the same cover as this. I used to have it. I don't remember what I did with it. I may have sold it, gave it away. Probably, more likely, I loaned it to somebody and never got it back. I don't know if I mentioned this in any previous videos. Don't loan your books out to people, especially if they're camis. You don't know what a cami is, well, you don't have to worry about them then. Ha! I wonder if they even exist anymore. I don't know. I was with that group for a long time. Somewhere I still have both versions of my, I guess my membership number. The old version and the new version. So yeah, Mind's Eye Theater. World of Darkness. Nice stuff, huh? And my camera hasn't burnt out on me. Something else I wanted to point out. You still have a lot of photograph stuff, but they've embellished the photographs with some a little bit of art. At least they did with some of them. Huh. I feel like I should be talking more at this point, but I really think I've said everything I wanted to say. But boy, I got some stories about Mind's Eye Theater, both versions, which I may do at some time in the future if anybody actually cares to hear about them. Alright. Good system. I honestly prefer the paper, rock, scissors version of Mind's Eye Theater, but that might just be nostalgia talking. Oh, I remember what I wanted to mention. So they made this book, and they made the Requiem book, and there was supposed to be a werewolf book coming out. I don't think they ever made the werewolf book. They realized that this system, they made it so much like the original that they realized that they really didn't have to make any of these books. I mean, you're doing your deal. Once you know the basic mechanic, which is instead of rolling several pools of dice, that you're just drawing cards and adding to your score. Other than that, they basically lifted the whole game, character sheet and all, whole cloth, into that. And White Wolf went, oh, who's gonna want to buy this if they've already got this? Or maybe they were just being cheap. I don't know. Let's look at that. I like the little. I don't know. I loved LARPs. Played LARPs for years. I'm a little old for them now. But it always gets me excited remembering the good old days. Alright, I've jabbered enough. I'm well past 10 minutes now. This is your RPG Archivist. I will have at least one more video and maybe a bonus video. I don't know yet. I don't know. So, RPG Archivist signing out.